This is Stephen Wachowski from Christian Music Network, and we're here with Chris Pick. So how are you doing tonight?
Tired. I got back from work a little while ago, and yeah, it's pretty tired week because it's in the middle of the week, but I'm hanging in there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, great. So can you tell me about yourself?
Well, born and raised in Pennsylvania, even though I lived quite a few years in South Carolina. Um, it kind of southernized me a bit down there. That's where I got exposed to different types of music and was teaching music down there and also doing missions training. So um, when people ask, what do I do? I say, well, two things: just missionary music. And
Okay.
when they want to know what that means, I say, well, I teach music, I listen to music, I love music, and I write music, record music, perform music, even use music when I'm doing mission work. And
Mm-hmm.
that means teaching music to kids on Indian reservations, uh, India, South America, wherever it is I go. And I'm very mission minded. It's part of my music ministry, in that I represent a lot of different ministries. So whenever I'm doing concerts, I share a little bit about some of the mission work that we do. And I'm probably one of those rare artists that gives away free stuff at every concert. I
Okay.
always give away free books, free mission DVDs, and people people question that all the time. They're like, "Is this really free?" I said, "Yeah, it really is." And so that's one of the things that is kind of cool with what I do, and that I'm able to actually combine both passions, which is music and ministry or
Mm-hmm.
missions.
Yeah. And the term for that is musicianary.
Musicianary. I've gone by that title many, many times. And I've learned
Yes.
from some of the greats, Keith Green, Rich Mullins, Michael Card. I just, they followed in the footsteps of Jesus, and I'm just trying to do the same. Just trying to
Cool.
keep it humble and keep it just like they were doing it.
Cool. So what's your first song that you're going to share with us?
Well, I thought I'd do one of my favorite ones. It's "Comeback." It was one of my most recent recordings I did over the last couple of years, and that was one of the ones that I did with Brett Alexander of the Badleys, and I recorded it as a duet with a friend of mine, Mariah Hostrander. But it's all based on the parable of the goods of the lost son, and that was a vision that a friend of mine had. We were just praying one time, and he just said, "I really think you should write a song called Come Back." And I said, "I don't like it when people tell me what you should write, because that's not
Yeah.
usually how I do it." And he said,
Mm,
"Well, I really think that you should do that." And I said, "I'm not really good at writing songs based on other people's titles." And it hit me in the car. I wrote
okay.
the thing down in
Cool.
5 minutes. So here, I'll
Wow.
let you hear it. Is everything okay?
Yes.
All right. I just cannot make you truly love me. And it hurts to see you walk away. Because I love you, I just gotta let you go. Though I really want you to stay. How I cried, you took your first step. When you walked out and shut the door. But I'll keep a light on here, just waiting. You don't have to be alone no more. Come back, 'cause I'm here waiting for you. Come back, don't
Don't you ever feel afraid to. The past is just that, it's all yesterday. Forgiven, forgotten, it's a brand new day. Come back to my arms, they're open wide. Come back, it's dark and cold outside. Though the journey seems long, I'll meet you halfway. Step into my love, wait another day. Remember what I told you long ago. You're worth more to me than you could ever know. You're more precious than gold in my eyes. So don't believe all those lies. Yeah, how I wanna take your burdens and your pain and bring back all your joy again. Hold you close and mend your broken heart. Together forever on a brand new start. So come back, 'cause I'm here waiting. Come back, don't you ever feel afraid to. The past is just that, it's all yesterday. Forgiven, forgotten, it's a brand new day. Come back onto my arms, they're open wide. Come back, it's dark and cold outside. Though the journey seems long, I'll meet you halfway. And I go that extra mile, so don't wait another day. I lay down my life, I gave till it hurt. And for you, you know I do it all again. I would never leave you, and I give you my word. And I'm here waiting. Just know that I love you. So come back. So I'm here waiting for you. Come back. Don't you ever feel afraid to. The past is just that, it's all yesterday. Forgiven, forgotten, yes, a brand new day. Come back onto my arms, they're open wide. Come back, 'cause it's dark and cold outside. Though the journey seems long, I'll meet you halfway. Go that extra mile, so don't wait another day.
Let's come back.
Yeah, really nice song. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So apparently now it was Holy Spirit inspired.
Yeah, and I wrote it actually for a friend of mine that was kind of drifting from the Lord and struggling with drugs. And unfortunately, after I just finished the song, he died of a drug overdose.
Wow.
And so I kind of use this song because I know there's other people out there that are in the same situation as he is. I kind of use this song to try to teach people about the love of God, which is, you know, he pursues us recklessly. You know, he pursues us, and this is a great example of it. When you look at the parable that's in the Bible. Sorry, I'm on the button on my keyboard. when you look at the parable in the Bible, it actually says that, you know, he pursues, and even though the sinner, the boy came back begging for mercy, it was over, it was done, it was in the past. And you know, he's like, let's put the robe on him and give him the food and celebrate. And that's how it is with God. So that's why I like that song.
Yeah. Great, great, great. So what's your next song that you're going
Well, the next one, I thought we'd do, you know, November 1st is actually the International Day of Prayer for the Persecuted Church. And I wrote a song back when I was living in South Carolina called The Call, which I actually recorded with the late, great Rick Elias. And we used some of the Ragamuffin Band on it. And it's a song that I wrote after I heard about the story of Martin and Gracia Burnham. And if you remember the story about Martin and Gracia Burnham, they were held captive in the Philippines, and the military came in to rescue them. They both got up and made a run for it. The only thing was they were both gunned down, and only one of them got back up, and that was Gracia. Martin lost his life as a missionary to the Lord. So when I heard that story, it tragically affected me to the point where I went to my piano that night and I just started praying, and I just thought, I need to write a song about this. And started sitting at the piano and going, and stories in the Bible came to me, and I just started writing. And fishing in a boat with the nets at sea, they saw Jesus who came with a voice commanding, come follow me. Soon they left their families, jobs, and homes to follow him. Jesus came to make them fishers of men. They heard the call, they heard the voice, calling one and all. There was no choice, they were willing to die. For this love they found, they gave it all. They heard the call. From afar a message to you bring, that you lay down your life, give up everything. There's this love and this freedom you have found. Never saw this man, no, never heard a sound. You heard the call, you heard the voice, calling one and all. There was no choice, you were willing to die. For this love you found, you gave it all. You heard the call. Like them I heard that call, the Great Commission, to spread God's word around into every nation, yeah. Don't stop me now, no, 'cause I'm a man on a mission. You know, and this is a part of the song where I usually talk a little bit about the persecuted church, and whenever I do concerts, you've seen these concerts before,
Yeah.
and you know, promote some of the stuff with Voice of the Martyrs and Gospel for Asia, and this is also the part of the song where I kind of put myself in the shoes of some of these missionaries who've gone beyond the call. I left my family, I lost some friends, sacrificed so much just to follow him. And I lost my life preaching how to be free. Now I'm with the man who died for me. 'Cause I heard the call, heard the voice, calling one and all. There was no choice, I was willing to die.
For this love I found, I gave it all. I heard the call. Yeah, I heard the call. I heard the voice calling one and all. There was no choice. I was willing to die. For this love I found, I gave it all. I heard the call. And they say that home is where the heart is. My heart belongs to the Lord. I lost my life. I left behind my child and wife. I gave it all. I heard the call. Yeah, I gave it all. I heard the call. I gave it all. I heard the call. Whoa. And you know, the interesting thing is, you remember the old Rich Mullins song, Sometimes by Step?
Yes, yes.
After I wrote that song and got in the studio with Rick Elias to record it, I said, Rick, I said, I'd like it, since we have the original drummer that was on that song, Steve Brewster, and Gary Lund that was playing bass. I said, since we got all the original guys that were on that original recording, I said, I'd really like it if Steve Brewster could put the percussion sound exactly like he did in Sometimes by Step. And Rick goes, it's not that kind of a song. He goes, he can't do that. I said, just see if he can talk him into it. And you've heard the recording, the call.
Yeah, yeah.
He did it. He got it down.
Wow.
He gave it that tribal rhythm that was typical of the ragamuffin sound, and it was perfect. It was spot on the way I heard it in my head and how I wanted Rick to do this. And that was the inspiration behind the studio version of that song. Was the old Rich Mullins song, Sometimes by Step. And
Cool.
sometimes in concert, I'll do these two songs together, Sometimes by Step with the call.
Cool, 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 cool. Yep. So what's the next song that you're going to share?
Well, this one is kind of the oddball one. And you know about this. Another, I work with all kinds of different guys in the music industry, and probably one of the guys that I've been helping a lot in the recording studio, gigs and all that was Davy Jones of the Monkees. And when he passed away in February 2012, that really affected me. And I kind of been low key until I started actually playing some of the memorials. And that night when he passed away, I just went to the piano and I just started playing Daydream Believer. However, my wife walked into the room, and you know, he had struggled with some stuff over the years with marriage issues and other things. And the first thing she said to me was, she goes, he's finally free.
Damn.
Which kind of reminded me of that Monkey song, I Want to Be Free.
Cool. Yeah.
And, the words just poured out, and it went out like this. Felt like a daydream when I heard the news today, 'cause it's just so hard to believe that you've gone away. Took me back to those younger days, right from the start. All those melodies that you sang, written in your heart. And now that you are finally free, like you always wanted to be, still all those memories will love still abides. Looking back on those hey days, it was good, clean fun. 45 years together, The journey was a long run. Now remember those summer days when they play your song. Close my eyes and see you standing there. You're still singing along. Singing you're finally free, like you always wanted to be. Still all those memories were lost to us. As we look back through the tears and hear all the laughter after all those years, still all those pictures, they seem so clear and it just gets me inside. Oh, the show is over and the curtain closes. The last train waits to take you home. Still the audience keeps singing your chorus. And if we listen close, we can hear you singing along. Singing that you're finally free, like you always wanted to be. Still all those memories were lost in our minds. And as we look back through the tears and hear all the laughter after all those years, still all those pictures, they seem so clear and it just gets me inside. Oh, 'cause you're finally free, like you always wanted to be. Still all those memories lost to us. Felt like a daydream when I heard the news today. And interestingly enough, there was a buddy of mine that recorded that for me, produced it, recorded it, and arranged it all for me. He was the leader of a Monkees tribute band, and after Davey passed, they tried to figure out what in the world to do with all his horses. And so they came up with a book. It was called the Written in Our Hearts Vegetarian Cookbook, with all stories from the other Monkees, the Brady Bunch, Boy Meets World. And they asked me to contribute a story. And I got a chance to actually have a page in there right next to Topanga from Boy Meets World. And I asked them, I said, do you want this song? And they said, well, we need to hear it first. So I sent them the song. Not only did they put the song in the book, I ended up singing this at just about every Davey memorial you could think of, and including Sardi's in New York City, which was a huge honor to be on the place of Broadway singing one of these kind of songs. And so that song probably has gotten out more than any of my other songs all around the world.
Great. Yeah. And you just re-recorded that too.
Yep. We just re-recorded it. We're trying to see if we can put it as a 45 release with a tribute to Rich Mullins on the B side. And we're doing it to actually fight MS, because I have so many friends right now. We're only needing $500 to finish the
Okay.
So we're down to $500. We're going to release the 45, and we're going to send all the money into the MS Foundation to actually see if we can fight MS.
Okay.
And I'm actually going in the studio in a few weeks to record a song for a friend of mine who's fighting cancer right now. And the song's called The Fight, and we're going to donate all the money to the Cancer Society.
Yeah. Good.
So back in the
So,
studio again.
yeah, cool. Yeah. So where can we get your music?
Well, it's online. It's on iTunes. If you go, if you have Amazon Music, Spotify, all that, we have Alexa in the house. So if I just yell to Alexa, play my music, and they'll play it. I kind of like to do the Keith Green thing, which is I sell my CDs sometimes for like $5 or $10, but of course, Keith Green would always say it's $10 or whatever you can afford. And so some people I found out can't afford, $5 or $10 to buy a CD. So a lot of my stuff is on Bandcamp, chrispick.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
And it gives people a chance to listen to it for free. And if they really want the song, but they don't have the money, they can download it for free. And
Okay.
I always give them a chance to actually donate more if they want to. And I've actually had people do that, and they'll say, we'd like to donate this money towards your ministry work, which that's kind of how I like to have it. So a lot of my songs, most of my songs, are on Bandcamp. And but there are a few that are on like iTunes and Spotify and things like that. So there's different projects. But my new material that's going to be coming out soon, it's going to be on Bandcamp.
Okay, cool. Cool. So how can we contact you?
You can contact me right through Bandcamp, chrispick.bandcamp.com. I'm Facebook, Twitter. I have a Facebook fan page. You know, I make myself very out there to the people that they can get a hold of me. So you go to Facebook, send me a friend request, go to my fan page, click like, go to my bandcamp.com page, and then you can send me messages on there and listen to the material. So, or come and see me in concert once this virus situation's over. Actually, Mitch McVicker of the Ragamuffin Band, he and I are performing in 2 weeks. We're going to be
cool.
We're going to actually be where Davy Jones lived, out near Beavertown.
Beavertown, yeah.
Out in that area.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Now, speaking of concerts, what are your concerts like?
I never make a set list.
Okay.
I'm probably one of the ones that goes out there and I try to feel the audience before I actually do a performance. And so I bring a lot of different instruments. Like, for instance, when I was in Peru, got myself a Taringa. And so I take a lot of different instruments on the road with me, ukulele, this Taringa. I have my guitar, my bass, and in case I have a couple other band members with me, a keyboard, and the one that gets everybody is the lap dulcimer. So that's the big one. So I've written songs with all these different instruments, and that's just one of the things I like to do is when I go out on the road, is I like to bring different instruments, change the mood around a little bit. So it's not just acoustic guitar, it's not just keyboard. And I mostly do my own stuff, but if the mood gets me right, all of a sudden I may break into like Keith Green, Rich Mullins. And the kicker is I grew up listening to oldies, rock and roll, 50s, Everly Brothers, Ricky Nelson, and Buddy Holly. And so I like to talk a little bit about my past, Elvis Presley. You know, that's how my parents used to rock me to sleep at night, singing me more ways than one. They'd sing Elvis Presley songs, Buddy Holly songs. And so if the mood gets me right and I'm telling these stories and all of a sudden someone says, can you sing a Ricky Nelson song? Yeah. I go right into Ricky Nelson. I'll go into, of course, we have Davy fans sometimes come to my concerts. They'll say, can you do some Davy songs? Yeah. Or some Rich Mullins songs, since you work a lot with Mitch and Rick and you worked with Rick, can you do maybe some Rich Mullins songs? So it's however the mood hits me. And I have done some shows where it's everybody else's songs, none of mine. So it just however the mood hits me. But most of the time, hold on 1 second. I don't know why that alarm's going off. There we go. Anyways, it varies, but you've seen like some of my shows. Most of the time I try to stick to my own stuff, and I always bring along books, DVDs that I give out so that people can help support some of these ministries that I'm a part of.
Great. So what's ahead for you?
In 2 weeks we have the concert with Mitch.
Okay.
Then I'm in the studio working on this new song called The Fight. I haven't decided yet if it's going to be a whole album or an EP or maybe just one song. But it also dawned on me this year. This year is the 20th anniversary of my very first CD, which was a tribute to John Lennon. And that was 20 years ago. We did it for John Lennon's 20th memorial. I don't like to talk about that project much because I look back on it and I'm like, I was so young when I did it. And I didn't really know what I was doing. And I really wanted to change so much on it. So a buddy of mine got a hold of me and he said, why don't we re-release it for the 40th memorial and go back and redo some of the songs. So we're actually in the studio redoing the song, Thank You for the Music, the one that kind of got me out there. And so I'm working with two studio projects actually coming up. And I was talking with Mitch McVicker about possibly doing a project with him coming up too. Everything's just pending because of the whole virus situation.
Mm.
And I want to get out there. I want to start performing again.
Mm.
It's just, it's really hard though.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I'm one of those people who really enjoy it.
Yeah, I miss coming out to your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
All
Definitely.
my buddies out there, James
Right.
Harvey and
Yeah. James Harvey. Yeah. Well, we have a meeting at his house this Saturday. So yeah.
tell him I said hi. I miss him.
Yep. Definitely.
He's a cool guy. I'm glad you introduced me to him.
Yeah. So he's opening up his doors, for having us to eat breakfast and hang out and get together with a bunch of other musicians. So yeah. So
you got him coming up in another interview. I see you got him coming up in another interview on Zoom too. Yes,
definitely. Yeah. I'm pulling everybody out. So yeah. So what advice do you have for musicians?
Good question. Because I get asked that question a lot about recording and people who are interested in doing it. Okay, my advice is, if you want to get into it, first learn about farming.
Okay.
Because just like farming, you invest a lot of time and a lot of money, and sometimes you don't get a lot of it back. You got to be willing to keep out there. The biggest thing with Eddie Van Halen, who passed away recently, the best advice that he gave was play. Just keep playing. The world needs musicians. Okay, so my advice to everybody who's just starting out, I don't care if you're playing for one person, 2 people, 5 people, 500 people, or 10,000 people. You play. That's the way it was with Rich Mullins when he was on the road. If he walked out into a gig and there was only like maybe 5 or 6 people there, he played. He didn't stop. He didn't care. He didn't care if it was just 2 people or 5 people. He knew that his goal was to meet those 5 people right there and connect with them. And so that was the best advice I ever heard, which was get out there and just keep playing. And the second thing is, don't stop. Because I found out that a lot of musicians who hang it up for a while, retire, and then decide they want to come back, it's hard to get back in the business, especially the Christian music industry. And that's why you see them always doing these Kickstarter projects. They can't get back on their record labels. You look at Carmen, Rick Elias struggled with that. The key is you stay in, you don't give up, you don't stop, you keep out there, you keep going, keep playing. And the third piece of advice is, don't push for radio, don't push for TV, don't push for music videos, don't push for even recording, performing. That's where you connect with the people. I keep telling all these artists who spend all this money to get their songs on radio, I'm like, that's not where people are connecting with you. People are connecting with you when they're seeing you perform in person. And if you're playing, so if you're recording something that you cannot perform, you shouldn't go out there and do that. Because that's not really where you're able to connect with the people. It's through the performances. So I just make it a habit that I never try to stop performing. If someone calls me up and says, can you do this for it's like a small get together of like 10 people, would you be willing to come and play some songs? Yeah, of course I would. I love to do that. I love performing. It's fun. It can be draining at times, but especially when you're in a car and you're driving a long way and you're hauling all this equipment, but it's at the end of the day, look at all the people you get to meet. And I love to talk, and you see me after my shows, I love talking with people. So much so that my wife has to pick up all the equipment.
Yeah. And you do it for the love of it,
I always stick around. I always talk with the people. I never get burdened by that. If they ask me for advice, the best shows I've ever done in my life was a few years ago. I did a tour, and it was with a Christian radio station out near Window Rock, where Rich Mullins lived. And Mitch McVicker was out there doing it along where I was, and Randy Stonehill. And I told them, I said, I can only give you guys 2 weeks. That's it with the tour. They said, well, then we're booking you up. They booked me up for 3 shows a day.
Wow.
Show, afternoon show, and an evening show. And they kept telling me, you don't have time after the show to hang around. I
Yeah.
made time. I
Okay.
made time. If the people wanted to talk to me, I said, you know what? I want to talk to them. And I upset a pastor one time who he wanted to leave as soon as the show was over, and these people showed up late. They got there during my last song, and I asked the pastor, I said, they came all this way. Let me at least perform a few songs for them. He said 3 songs. So I sat down at the piano, I put them right in front of me. I just played 3 songs for them, you know, and it was about 11 o'clock at night. And we were all tired. We had a 3-hour drive, but you know, they came for that. That's what they wanted to see. So I took the time to do it. And you know what? The pastor actually appreciated the fact that I did that. And that was on an Indian reservation.
Wow. Okay.
So I try to be giving with the music part.
All right. Good. Any last words or?
Just anybody out there who's watching this, if you're a musician, keep going. Don't stop. Even don't let this virus stop you either. You can always do your concerts at home, YouTube. You know, just we need writers. We need people constantly writing music. We need new music. We need people that care about music. Be out there doing this. It's sort of a fight. You know, right now the music industry is a mess, as you know.
Yeah.
So
We
we really need good music.
So,
So,
and open parks too.
yes.
So
Yeah. So that's the best advice I can offer right now is just keep doing it. Don't stop. You know, keep writing. If you're writing music, keep writing. Don't stop. So that's what I tell my students too. I try to encourage every one of my music students. I say, you know, you've learned all about how all these composers write music. Now see if you can do it. Come up with a melody in your head, or sitting at the piano, or pick up your guitar. Come up with a melody. Now see if you can actually keep going with that melody. You know, create that motive and keep building it as you go. And they find it's real simple to write a song. It's not as hard as some people think.
Yep.
Anybody can do it.
Well, thank you for coming on. It was my pleasure. Yep. So
This was fun. Yeah, we need to do this again.
Yep. Okay. Yep. And we'll resume next week as I interview Meg Amend. So So stay tuned for that. And we'll be back our normal time at 8 p.m. So all right.
I wish I could join you guys at 8 o'clock.
Huh?
I really wish I could join you guys at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. That's it. That's fine. So
I just appreciate changing it around for my schedule.
Yep. No problem. All right. Goodbye then.
Goodbye, man. Hope to see you out. Well, actually, I hope to see you one of these days out in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
All right. God bless you, bro.
Okay. God bless you. Thank you.